Well, Coach, coming off a split with Ferris State and then a very quick turnaround hosting Bowling Green tomorrow night, what was the big difference you saw between Friday and Saturday?
Well, I think Friday night we came out. It was our home game. It was our first game of the season. It was a great rival game against a very good Ferris team. And I think our respect for our opponent, the fact that we had a great crowd, our student section was jammed, and there's a lot of energy in the building. And I think our players were looking forward to that first game. We thought we were good right from the get-go. A lot of pace, a lot of physicality, taking the puck to the net, and really liked our game on Friday. I think on Saturday there's two factors. I think Ferris, we beat them on Friday, so their resilience and their intensity level was certainly up from what it was on Friday. And by the same token, I think we were not quite at the same level. And we've talked about it as a team, and realized that you got to play with the same type of commitment each night. And we weren't quite as committed to doing the individual things that we needed to do to be successful. Some of the things that don't get noticed, but you need to do them, we didn't do a lot of those things. And having said that, chance-wise, we dominated the game. Shots on net, I think we were around 40, they were at 26. So there were a lot of good things in our game, but when you're not totally focused, there's details that can slip, and it cost us. They got behind us a couple of times for goals. Our power play, which was very good on Friday, had a lot of chances on Saturday and scoring chances as well, and didn't click. So there's a number of factors, and certainly the coaches got to coach better, and the players have to play better. So got a great opponent with Bowling Green coming in here. Certainly one of the top two teams, we believe, in the WCHA this season. A lot of veteran players, some solid defensemen that can move the puck. So we've got our hands full. We know they'll be very good.
Bowling Green, for them, this is, they've had two exhibition games, so it's their first game of the regular season. Do you expect kind of that amped up energy for tomorrow for them?
I'm not as concerned about Bowling Green's energy as I am about ours. I think Bowling Green, it's a given in this in Division I college hockey, playing the teams that we play, and we play tough non-conference games that our opponents are going to be ready to play. So, again, we expect Bowling Green, as you said, their first game, they're going to be really excited. The fact that we were successful against them here last year, that's certainly going to be motivation for them. And, they're well coached, again, as every team is. And college hockey, Chris Bergeron and his staff do a great job. We play quite similar in the way that we play in terms of the pressure that we like to put on our opponents. So it's going to be a battle of wills tomorrow night. And, our team was disappointed with the result in the game on Saturday night, and we expect a reaction on Tuesday night.
You had 5 freshmen play over the weekend. What were your thoughts on how they've adjusted so far?
Our freshmen are going to be important simply because of the numbers of freshmen that we have. And, we thought that they certainly all contributed, all got, that's a tough building to play in up at Ferris. Their corners are real tight. The fans are right on top of you. And I thought our freshmen conducted themselves very well. I think, however, our team is going to go this year as our veteran players, our sophomores, our juniors, and our seniors, even though the senior group is very small. They've got to set the tone for these young players because we've got so many of them. They need to be led the right way. And, I think the players would admit, our upperclassmen, that we can be better than we were on Saturday.
I know you said, over the past couple of years that there's a big jump between juniors to freshmen, but there's also a big jump between freshmen to sophomores. And you've got guys like Hugh and Wade with 3 points already, and Luke and Cam really anchored in there on the defense, and Ben in goal. So, have you seen the improvement out of them so far that you've wanted?
I think we had an exceptional freshman class last year. A lot of interesting personalities. They love to play the game. They're enthusiastic. They have a lot of fun being around each other. And I know you're going to talk to Hugh McGing here in a few minutes, and Hugh's that energy guy, that spark plug guy that plays hard all the time. And, you look at him and you think he's 14 years old, but he's a grizzled college hockey player now, and we like that. He'll tell you I tapped him on the shoulder a couple of times in the last game that I love his energy and his excitement, but he can't get involved in scrums after the face-off. So you can ask him that question if you want there, Adam. But he's the kind of player I love having on my team. he's not a guy that you have to put a battery charger on and spark him up for a game. He's ready to go, and that's what makes him so good. He's got a lot of passion.
And then, your veterans, a guy like Colt Conrad, who is going to be somebody that opposing teams kind of focus in on in terms of Western Michigan's attack, are off to a 5-point start already. And then Aiden Muir, who had a good start to the season last year, and then obviously had the freak injury that cost him some time. Can you just elaborate on what you've seen out of them so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think our upperclassmen have been setting a good tone in practice and off-ice workouts all summer and through the month of September when coaches had limited contact. I thought our upperclassmen did an exceptional job. I'm not one for singling out individual guys. You brought up Colt Conrad, and certainly Colt, for me, I've known him for quite a while, since he was in Manitoba and then at Shattuck St. Mary's, and following his career and seeing his development and seeing how he's added that extra gear, that separation speed. He's certainly an elite player, another guy that cares a great deal and at times needs to manage his shift length a little bit, but we love having him on the ice just because he cares so much. Aiden Muir, you talked about Aiden, and it's great to see Aiden's development as a leader, and he fits into that core of our other seniors there with Scott Moldenhauer, Neil Goff, and Paul Stojkovic. Just seeing their maturity, not only on the ice but off the ice and in the classroom, it's really impressive, and it's what our culture is all about here at Western. We say here everything matters. Everything you do, whether it's in school, in your social relationships, the way you interact with other people, the way that you approach the game of hockey, the way you respect your opponents, the way that you bring your best every day, so that every day, no matter what kind of day you had before, you're getting better. I mean, that's what our culture is all about, and those guys certainly represent that.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
So, Hugh, very quick turnaround. How do you kind of manage things, be it, resting your body and then even obviously working in school?
You just take the time you get to recover. You eat well, sleep as much as you can, and you just focus on the game and be ready to play.
So you were part of the line with Colt Conrad and Wade Allison last year. That was kind of the number 2 scoring line, and you lose that protection with Griffin Molino, Ike Capelli, and Sheldon Dries all going pro or graduating. And then you get bumped to a different line. And Coach mentioned, because you're so versatile, that it's a luxury to be able to put you on another line. And now with 3 assists in 2 games, I guess just talk about that development over the offseason and how you've adjusted to life on your new line.
Life on my new line, the way I see it is that all 3 of us work really hard, and all 3 of us can make plays, so inevitably we're going to be able to produce.
You're with Austin Rushoff, who's a bit of a different player. He's 6'7". How do you guys complement each other out there?
We both kind of do the same thing. Like, even though he's that tall, he likes to work in the corners, and he can make plays, and I can make plays. So we just work really well together.
One of the key things coming into the season was, who's going to score the goals. Teams are going to start keying in on you and Colt and Wade, but you were able to get production from some of the freshmen over the weekend. How important is that for the team to just kind of spread around the scoring?
It's very important because if teams can focus on just a couple of guys, they can put guys on their team to stop us out there. So it's nice to see that the freshmen and our team scoring has been spread out through all 4 lines.
So you come in last year, and obviously it's a big jump from juniors to being a freshman. Did you, with the full off season and everything, do you just feel more prepared coming into the season?
Yeah, I definitely do. Throughout the summer that we had, in the summer back home when we were working out by ourselves, I think I really put in the work, and I felt very prepared for the season.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.